thongs home with me.
Would you like some swag?
Yeah!
Look at this board. Hey! 1, 2, 1, 2. Test.
Hey everybody, welcome back to E3. Day 3.
That's right.
Last day.
End of the day, day 3.
High energy last
tell.
day.
E3 is in the past, man.
Because
Show's over.
we're all pumped
Move
up.
on.
Come back mid-June 2010.
I would like to just note that there was no horn going off at the end of the show today. None of the days.
I'll give you a horn.
First off, I can't even remember. What was the first thing we jumped into?
These guys went to see Borderlands and Mafia 2.
Yeah, we saw
man.
Mafia 2 and Borderlands.
Started off big then.
Yeah.
Borderlands, huh?
Yeah. Borderlands
It looks good.
looks really good. Like, wow. I mean, when I saw it last year, like, game-wise, I thought it sounded like a really cool idea. And, you know, yeah, maybe it looked a little generic or whatever, but, like, I was kind of already on board with this whole procedurally generated guns thing, because, you know, it's basically like that kind of Diablo concept of loots.
But now it's infinite loot.
I'll tell you what the thing is.
infinite loots.
It is about the loot system now that sells me, is that they have different manufacturers.
Yeah, totally. Gun, like, I've written in big notes in all caps, gun manufacturers.
So anytime you find a weapon, you know, some sort of drop, and they use the same color coding system as WoW, you'll hover over it, and you'll see like stats and stuff, and it'll tell you what manufacturer. Like they didn't know what they were gonna find during this demo. Like it seemed like it was just,
Or at least they pretended they did.
yeah. Randy Pitchford really sold it.
I'm really sad that I didn't get to see that game hearing you guys talk about it, but while you guys were doing that, I was playing Mass Effect 2, so neener.
I see you came out okay too. How was
Played Mass
playing
Effect 2. Did you play Mass Effect? It's like that, but better.
Okay, great. Moving on.
Better frame rate, no texture pop in, like the combat is way streamlined, like it's awesome. I cannot wait.
Then we rolled to LucasArts.
Yeah, they had some
And
stuff.
we saw the Old Republic.
They actually
showed a little demo of that. It looked pretty
played
neat.
like
Were deceived.
played like full missions. in
Yeah.
Old
The game
Republic.
looks better than I thought.
like graphically, just in terms of detail, like it's strong art.
Yeah, they're doing kind of it's an exaggerated art style.
WoW style.
It's
like they've
almost
clearly,
Clone Wars-y.
they clearly learned lessons from World of Warcraft.
Absolutely. They're also showing off just a tiny taste of the Tales of Monkey Island, which the Telltale guys are doing.
That
To
was
clarify, I had said earlier that they were doing the remake of the first Monkey Island game. That is not true. That someone else is handling that for LucasArts. But yeah, the Tales stuff for the episodic Monkey Island stuff looks neat. And talking to the Telltale guys, I was reminded that there is nowhere in the world that there is a larger concentration of people who have worked on the past Monkey Island games than Telltale. So, like, there's a great pedigree of people who know what Monkey Island is about working on those games.
And also a great irony that they are making another Monkey Island game.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's kind of, I mean, I think it's awesome. It's come full circle, and talking to Dave Grossman, the guy who's, you know, running Telltale, who was there, it seems like they're pleased about how things have panned out. So, and even Ron Gilbert, even though he's not working at Telltale, they used him a little bit, and he said he contributed. It sounded like at least a little bit, and at least kind of signed off and gave his blessing on it. So,
Jeff, you played some Ratchet, which I thought the characters
I saw
looked
some
really
Ratchet
good.
being played. I didn't actually.
Were they not letting people play it?
They were, but I felt it was better to see kind of all the different stuff in there.
It's got this like soft shading on it or something.
It's
weird,
like a
right?
self shadow kind of like it looks significantly different. So I mean, you know, the models and stuff look like you would expect Ratchet and Clank in that world to look, but just all the characters just look a little bit better. Like everything in there just looks better.
Yeah.
So it looks like it'll be cool, and then that's actually going to finish out the Ratchet and Clank future storyline, or at least the current arc that they're on.
Yeah.
And what they were showing is like Ratchet's got these hover boots now that he can use to just fly, kind of straight, not up, but kind of boost straight ahead.
Rocket shoes.
Yeah, rocket shoes, and basically that lets him cover large ground or large, pieces of ground, dude.
Distances.
Walking sucks.
Yeah, it does.
So they can make much larger levels because of that.
The most surprising thing I think we saw there was a heavy rain.
Yeah, I wish I'd seen that.
Yeah.
So that was actually there.
Yeah, so I played Heavy Rain.
Oh wow.
It's really neat. It's really neat.
Wow.
It's really Indigo Prophecy. Like,
Yeah.
it's really Indigo Prophecy.
Yeah.
But it looks
But
a
evolves,
little more
I mean,
interactive
is it-
than Indigo Prophecy.
Yeah, it does. But it's you walk around and have one analog stick devoted to your head, and you kind of steer. It plays like a car. Like you're holding down like R2 to walk forward, and you're moving your head with the left analog stick, and that turns your body.
But it looks really cool. It looks really natural.
Yeah,
'cause he
and the
leans off
walking
his
looks
ass.
really natural, so it's like he's kind of looking around
Yeah.
and doing stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. Like, some of the voice, I couldn't hear it super well, but some of the voice acting I heard, like, didn't sound super convincing. That's kind of the one thing about it. That,
Seemed a little stilted.
Yeah.
Like too long of a pause between people reacting to each other.
yeah, some of that, yeah.
So yeah, I went after that to go see Avatar, James Cameron's Avatar, the game. And I had to leave. I had to go check my phone and my camera in. They were being super tight about the security of any media from this leaking out, because it's all like
Stuff for the movie.
stuff for the movie, like assets for the movie. Like, they're basing all of their like it's. I don't want to get into the details of the story of this because it's very involved and convoluted.
It is. He's
The movie's producer actually was there in the room and kind of gave a big long explanation about what the story is about and kind of what the setting is about. But it's alien world stuff, and apparently a lot of assets that were created for the movie that didn't get used or are being folded into the game. And the game doesn't necessarily like retell the story of the movie, but is set in that same kind of fiction. And it's I don't know. It's
How's it look?
Well, they're showing it on like a 103-inch experimental Panasonic plasma screen, and they're also showing it in 3D.
Man, I wish I'd gone to that now.
It was, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the 3D stuff because it's still like it's better than it has been in the past, but I still always can feel my eyes focusing weirdly on stuff, and it's distracting. Ultimately,
Right.
it looks like a third-person shooter with some decent production
bioluminescence.
values, kind of Halo-ish in some ways with some of the creatures and some of the technology designs. And yeah, bioluminescent plants and 3D and viper wolves.
Dude, I love bioluminescence.
Viper Wolves.
Viper wolves.
Maybe someday they'll release some assets so we can all see it.
Viper Wolves sound almost as scary as Borderlands spider ants.
I say viper. Dude, a viper wolf is way worse because if you see either of those, you're in trouble. A spider or an ant, it's like, I don't like that, but
That's a bug either way.
yeah, but a viper wolf, man, F that.
Is it like a wolf with a snake head?
No, it's just like some alien creature, and that's what they call it. No, it's not. It's not a literal hybrid. It's not.
It's not a monkey
It's
dog.
not impossible
They come in
creatures.
Sniper configurations. They're a sniper Viper Wolf.
There are multiple. There's like a fire viper wolf, I think.
All right.
Man, we ran around to all kinds of third parties today.
And we'll see what was
Yeah,
that
We went
for
to
Sony.
THQ.
We also saw God of War 3.
yeah,
and
you-
Uncharted
Get
2,
back to
but
Sony. I mean, the big hits. I played God of War 3.
I used a PSP Go,
Yeah, so did I.
which it feels okay.
Yeah, but they didn't. They had it blocked so you couldn't slide it closed, so you couldn't get a great feel.